Welcome, everyone. This is Melissa Thomas with C2C Stamping, and I am excited to do my first free product of the month class. When I'll do the class here, it'll be the second week of every month. So I'm doing a monthly cadence. Again, this is Melissa with C2C Stamping, and I'm going to do each month, the first class of the month will be shipped to you free if you place at least a $35 order. And the second week of the month is actually going to be a product of the month from the previous month. So we get the product of the month. This was December's product of the month. It's called True Blue Florals. And then the next month, anybody who ordered it will get this packet in the mail. So if you placed a $75 order with me in December, you will get a packet to make this set of projects. In this case, I'm assuming that you have the paper because you got a $75 order in the month of December. Now, what's cool is if you see this and you're like, dang, I wish I had gotten that. Product of the month is brand new. When you have a $75 order, you can order the product of the month for $5. So you can get this very pretty designer series paper stack, and I'll show you all the sheets for $5. If it doesn't sell out that month, they will carry it over. And in December, it did not sell out. So it is still available in the online store right now, which is really cool. So it has this blue, and the flip side of it, I love this floral, is this kind of fun, I think it's a little busy pattern, but it's pretty. Then there's this one, and then the reverse of that one, so it's kind of like a greenery one. The reverse of that one is, there's only two colors in here, Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. I really like this one with the floral, with the leaves and the Night of Navy. I love Night of Navy. And then the flip side is this really pretty pattern. I could see making some really nice like Easter cards with that. I don't know, it's cute. Then there's this one, and I think that one's oriented more like this. There we go. And the flip side of that one is this one, which looks like wallpaper. Still really pretty, but it really does. And then there's this one, which has kind of flowers and greenery. And then the flip side of this one is like just a balmy blue. And then there's another one. That should be too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is the sixth one. Oh, so this is the one that has like just the leaves, and they're almost like fall looking leaves, just because of the design. And the flip side is that same pattern, but in the balmy blue. So that kind of wallpapery looking pattern. So really pretty paper, very usable. Like you could make masculine cards with this, even though there's some flowers, there's some greenery. And so I'm gonna show you how to do a one sheet wonder, and I'm gonna pick this one to do. So one sheet wonders are opportunities to make your paper kind of stretch a little bit farther. This one makes a gift set. So it uses the stamp cases that we still sell, and the stamp cases have like a little flap. So we're gonna make a piece of this to go in the case, and this becomes a little gift, and then we're gonna put cards in here, and we're gonna make all the cards. When you get the one sheet wonder from me, you get the template, and the template shows you all the cutting directions and then kind of how to how to assemble them. Like piece 1 goes here, piece 2 goes here, piece 3 goes here. So I'm going to keep the template nearby so that I remember what I'm doing. We're going to cut, we're going to keep it oriented like this, and we're going to cut a 3/4 inch piece off of this end. Doesn't really matter. Well, it doesn't really matter. Okay, 3/4 inch off of the right. We'll just keep it consistent for consistency's sake. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this 3/4 inch piece is gonna go over here. And then we're gonna cut 7 inches off of the top. So, and I need to extend my arm on my cutter in order to do that. So 7 off the top, and that is gonna make our piece that goes in the case. So it's a pretty big piece of paper that's dedicated to going to the case. If you feel like this is too pretty and you don't want to do it with this sheet, you can do it with another sheet, and I'll show you how to tuck that in a minute. The remaining piece, we're going to cut 5 off of here. So I know since I'm a lefty, I work backwards. It's fine. I know I'm weird. Okay. And then this one is going to be 2.5. I kind of just build the little columns so you can see them. And then this one should be hopefully 3 3/4. Yay, I did that right. Okay, good. So these two are fine as they are. This one's going to get trimmed a little bit. These are going to be by 5.5. So I'm going to do, and there'll be a little excess that I think is trash. So 5.5, 5.5. And that's it. I mean, that's our waist on this one, which feels really solid. And then this larger one's gonna get cut. It's 5 inches. We're gonna do 2, 2, and 1. So we're gonna do 2, 2, and 1. When I saw this pack of paper, I knew I wanted to do a 1-sheet wonder, and I know a lot of folks have been doing 1-sheet wonders lately, I think with this paper even, but I'm really excited. All right, so let me first show you how to put this in. I will say that I think 11 inches is a little long. I think you could probably, you could probably take a little bit off. We decided like 10 3/4 was maybe a little bit better. Sorry, I'm gonna get that arm out again. So there might be another piece of this paper that we can use somewhere else. So 10 3/4. Oh, that's a wee sliver that we're gonna get, but who knows? Maybe we'll find somewhere to use it. Okay. So we're just going to tuck this in our case. If you want to stamp and put like a sentiment or something on the front, you can. We might even be able to go a little bit smaller. Let's see. So we're just going to slide that in, and then, yeah, I feel like that needs a little bit more trimmed off. Oh, that's why I didn't go too tight, just in case. Let's trim another 1/4 inch off and see if 10.5 is better. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. So that fits on there nicely. And now if I wanted to put something here, I could, and I might. So we might decorate the cover. It's nice to have a little cover on the gift. You could put someone's name. You could like personalize it for them. It could be a really nice card holder for them to have, especially if they don't have a lot of cards. I also have given it to my mom and tucked in some stamps, like postage stamps in there, just as a nice little gift. So I thought this was a sweet gift. All right, so let's take a look at these cards. So I went really simple because there's not a lot of other colors going on. So I did thick white cardstock for all the card bases. I like thick white. I think it's a great weight of paper. And if I have my bone folder, great. These will come pre-scored for you. I just didn't score them. All right, so these two pieces, we can get a piece of balmy blue, and oh, this is a little big. I'm gonna get that trimmer out again. So we're gonna do, this is by 5, so we're gonna trim this down to 5. And then I think we need by 4. Let's see if that's the right. Oh no, we need to go 3 3/4 because it's a little. There we go. Don't mind me as I talk to myself. Oh, and then if you're on, if you want to chat and say hi, or you can also, let me pull this up on the feed. I can also, I can see you if you're watching the replay too. So, and then I've got another piece here. All right, so we're going to decide this one is going to go on here, and this one is going to go on here. So we can do, kind of show the two differences. I like the one on the Night of Navy, but I think this is pretty too. So the one on Night of Navy is going to be really hard to stamp on, right? Because we don't have a lot of surface. Here we can do some simple stamping. One of the things I like about One Sheet Wonders is that they're simple. They're not meant to be overly complicated. A stamp set I thought that could go really nicely with this one is A Round of Hellos, because it's got some floral images, but it's also got some nice fonts. And so I wanted to do one card where we just did a little sentiment right here, and we're just gonna stamp right there. So we're gonna do that one on there. And then I think this one, I'm probably gonna do one of the smaller circle punches. So what's cool about A Round of Hellos is that it fits a lot of our different circle punches. This is just our 1 3/4. So I will punch one of these. Never mind. I might actually use this shape instead. No, I really like it. Never mind. Okay. And then I'm keeping the stamping pretty simple. I'll use Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. Again, you can kind of do what you want to do. But I think that, yes, thank you. Cute and simple. And then this one, make sure to move all the different pieces off of here. All right, so for that one, I actually might want to, I'm gonna take my pencil and I'm just gonna put a little line here, and I'm gonna go lower. So I'm just gonna make a light pencil line there, and I'm gonna go right beneath that. But hopefully it helps me stay straight, you know? And then I can just come back and I can erase that, no problem, okay? All right, so for that one, I'm gonna pop that up on some dimensionals because I think it'll add a little bit of like interest if it's not flat. So I'm gonna pop the Designer Series paper up on dimensionals for this one. Don't mind my crazy These are some leftover strips I had. They will be fine. No one will see the back. All right, so we're just gonna make sure that's nice and straight. And then we're going to glue this onto the front. All right, so traditionally we do a lot of borders that are just a 1/4 inch down, but I have been finding that I like the 1/2 inch down. I think it's a little more modern, and I don't know, I just like the way it looks. So here we go. There's card number 1. Easy peasy. For this one, I'm gonna go ahead and glue the DSP down flat, and I'm gonna go in the middle on this one. That one might be this piece of Night and Navy might be a little off. I think it is. I'm gonna find my snips and just trim that off. There we go. Easy. All right, and then we're going to put that on a card base. So what's nice about this paper is that it's a little, it is a little directional. And so far it seems to be working well with what we're doing. But if, if you have a different sheet that's a little pickier, like some of these, like this pattern, you would need to make sure you're very evenly cut. So I think kind of an organic flower one of this pack would be the best to do for this. So, okay. And there's card number 2. Super cute, super simple. 1, 2. All right. So now so let's see. We've got that. We've got 1, we've got 2, 4. We're going to mount this on, and I kind of pre-cut my pieces. So Night Navy, that's 1.5 by 5.5. Okay, so here I think we did this. So it has a nice border, and then this is gonna go on a card base. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna glue this on here. Now you could definitely use the inverse side. I just happen to really like the flowers on the front of this one, so I'm gonna lean into this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue this on here, and then we're gonna kind of see, what do we want to do? How do we want to use this? What stamp do we want to use that would look really cute with this? I'm wondering if that like cute little half moon piece would look cute. It's also big enough to do the hello. Okay, I'm gonna do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this really big hello that goes in a circle, and the Oh Happy Day, and we're gonna find the right size for that, which I think, yeah, is this one. So that's, I already have this pre-punched. This is a 2-inch circle is what goes inside of here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my balmy blue, and I'm going to stamp the hello straight onto the card base. I'm hoping that's strong enough. I might need to re-ink my balmy blue. All right, so we're gonna stamp that on there, which is cute. Then we're gonna stamp the Oh Happy Day on, I'm gonna use Night of Navy, on the 2-inch circle. And then we're gonna use this and we're gonna cover it up partially, and then we're gonna pop this on top, and hopefully that'll give some good contrast. Maybe I would have done it in Night of Navy, but I'm comfortable. It's cute. Night of Navy might have shown up a little bit better. All right, so we're gonna try to center that there, left and right, top and bottom. And then again, pop up with dimensionals. All right, let's see. I was trying to see if you guys are here. Who's here with me live? All right. I thought I clicked this, but I get distracted pretty easily. Cute. All right, that one's cute. And then all right, so now we've got a couple more pieces here. So this next one is, we're gonna use this one and one of these skinny strips, and we're gonna use a different size card base. So this one's been scored, and it's got the little strip that we can do a strip here. I'm probably gonna turn this over and use the inverse, and then we'll do this one here. And then I think that I might do this. We'll see. Oh, are these supposed to be 5.5? Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. So I think that this strip is supposed to be 5.5, but it's not. So we're gonna roll with it, and we'll cut this one to 5.25 too. It changes the look just a little bit, but not much. All right, so then we can kind of decide, do we like it with this, or do we like it with this? I think I like it probably keeping it all the same. I don't know. Okay, and then we're just gonna center this on this kind of side panel. So when you get this packet in the mail, it'll include the standard clear case, and it'll have all the ingredients for the card on the inside. So all of your cardstock and everything will be cut and scored for you and tucked in, and then hopefully it'll be really easy for you to make a cute card. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna find my Night of Navy, and I'm gonna go ahead and punch a smaller circle with my Night of Navy, and then a bigger circle with that's 2, so I want 2 3/8. All right, got a lot of circle punches. Lots of people ask, like, why do we have so many different circle punches. And one of the reasons is so that we, you want to get you don't want to have too much white space around, where you have your sentiment. So it's really nice to be able to, get close on those pieces. So I'm going to do this, and like, I'm hoping that that'll kind of tie in here, and I'm going to have it hang over a little bit. We're going to stamp. So I do like to try to use, it's always a challenge, but I do like to try to use as many of the stamps as possible on a stamp set. It's just always kind of my goal to do that. I was looking to see. There's only a couple of different sentiments in here, though. There's this "Have a Beautiful Day," which is kind of cute. And I think it's meant to go, kind of looks like it's meant to go on the crest. So we might have to use that one for a different one. This one looks like it is made to go kind of right in here. So I think we're going to use this one with some balmy blue. And then I'm thinking I'm going to do the thank you, and I'm going to try to divide it in half and see if I can get the thank and the you on two different parts of the circle. See how I did? Pretty good. All right, that's pretty cute. All right, so then we're going to mount this on some dimensionals, and then we're only going to glue part of this down. So we want to glue, about this much down. So I usually just kind of hold my hand there so that I remember what I'm supposed to glue down and what I'm not supposed to glue down, because I'm notoriously known for gluing things shut, which I did last week at an event. All right, cute. All right, so there is the next one. And then we have, I think, two more. So this piece is a pretty full card front piece. I think it's gonna go maybe on one more. We're gonna mount it on a piece of, yeah. So we could mount it just like this, which I think I'm fine with. I do like kind of the white border on it. And then maybe what we'll do is we'll stamp on some of our balmy blue. And I'm gonna use this one. So I'm gonna find a clear black. I'm gonna stamp in Night of Navy. I'm hoping that that lines up well with this bigger circle. This is the 2 3/4 inch circle, which it would if I hadn't stamped so low. So we're just gonna repunch it. We'll restamp it, no big deal. Okay, so we're gonna stamp that up in the arc of the circle, and then we're gonna grab one of our 2-inch circles, and we can. So one of the things, like, I like this hello and kind of how it's like a repeated pattern all the way around. I could stamp the Have a Beautiful Day like 3 more times and see if I can like get it to line up. I don't know. Let's see. 4 times. It might have fit 4 times. Maybe. It's still cute though. Okay, so we're gonna stamp the flowers because we haven't used any of the flowers. So the flowers are cool on this one. They build, one of them builds like a black-eyed Susan, and then one of them is just kind of a, I don't know, it's a pretty flower, and then there's like some dots as well. So we'll use, all right, so we're gonna stamp, I'm gonna stamp the leaves in Night of Navy. And then I'm gonna stamp the flower in Bonnie Blue. And then I'll stamp the little kind of black-eyed Susan part in Night of Navy again, just to keep everything, you know, super consistent. All right, so this is what we're gonna do for this one. If we didn't like it with this, like we're like, hey, those are two different flowers, we could go to this side, and I think that's kind of fun, and we haven't used this side. So we're gonna do that. So we'll use the opposite side. And then I'm gonna glue this piece down flat, and I'm gonna pop the flower part. And I'm gonna have it hang over a little bit. All right, so this set makes 6 cards. We have made 5 so far. We're doing great. So 6 plus the cute case. All right, so we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, we've got 4, and we've got 5. This is my favorite. Last one is piece 7, which is another one of these skinny little strips, and I think this piece is supposed to be longer. Blah, 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 blah. Let me see. Where's my? Okay. So it's still a 1-inch wide strip, but it just needs to be a little longer. So we're gonna cut the right size. I don't know how I didn't get the right size, but that's okay. So this is cut to 5.5, and this needs to be cut to 5.5. And you're probably wondering how we're gonna make a card look really cute with such a tiny piece of paper. But don't worry, it won't be hard. All right, so we've got our strip here. It's gonna run top to bottom, and hopefully we make the sides even. It's a little long, so I'm gonna trim it. We're all human, right? All right, and I've got my white card base. All right, and this is gonna go on the left, kind of like this. And I think I'm gonna do the same style I did with that hello, where it kind of comes out a little bit. But I'm gonna do it in Night of Navy, because I really want it to stand out this time. So I'm gonna kind of go right there. Perfect, and then we're gonna cover that up with just a wee bit. I'm gonna slide it over because I didn't like that H sticking out there. All right, and then we've got our we've got a white circle so we can kind of pop this up. And I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the Oh Happy Day again, just because I like it. I think it's really cute. And it fits nicely in the 2-inch circle. Okay, and then we're gonna put that on some dimensionals. Nice. That looks really cute. All right, now that one's my favorite. We all have favorites. All right, I'd love to know what your favorite card is of all of them. And we're gonna make a little embellishment for the case as well. So is it the last one with the Oh Happy Day? So I'll do them in order. So card number 1, when you get your directions, this is, the case is 1, and then this is cards 2 and 3. So very cute. I thought I was gonna like this better, but I actually like this one better, which is funny. Card 4 is this one, which is pretty. And then card 5 is kind of the fun fold-ish, right? Move all these over so you can see everything. And then card 4 and 5, I guess, and 6. Okay, so we made 6 cards out of 1 sheet of designer series paper, plus we also have the really cute case. So I'm going to make something cute for the case to embellish it. You have 2 choices. You can glue the embellishment straight onto the plastic, or you can take the piece of paper out and you can put it on here. Now that you kind of put it in the case, you're gonna see there's a nice like kind of crease line here for the 2 sides of the case. So if you wanted to like kind of firm that up, you could. It like kind of auto creases itself. I don't know. So you don't really have to like, you know, crease it ahead of time. I let the case do the work. And we're gonna put something cute. So of all the ones that we did, I do really like kind of this style, but I think that the sentiment is a little strange. So I think I'm gonna do like, who wants something that says Oh Happy Day on the outside? I don't know, that feels weird. So I might do the hello and then the flower on the inside. So let's give kind of a combo approach a try and see what we think. So we're going to stamp the flower, and we're going to punch one of these. All right, good. All right, so I'm gonna stamp the hello in Night of Navy. Whoop, on this balmy blue circle. So I love a good, ooh, that's tight, left and right. I probably should have stamped it first and then punched it. See, that's why there's 2 sides to every piece of paper. I love a good monochromatic, or like this is pretty close to monochromatic color scheme. So this paper makes me really, really happy. All right, so we're gonna stamp another one of these cute little flowers, and we'll find I do believe my balmy blue does need to be re-inked. The stamp for the Black-Eyed Susan is just slightly fuzzy. It's really cute. It's cute. Cute piece. And then you can put some dimension in here. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be super flat. So I'm probably gonna pop this one up with dimensionals. I'll glue this down flat. So I'll do a couple of mini dimensionals in here. So, you know, I'm always thinking of nice like teacher gifts or Mother's Day gifts, and teachers always need thank you cards. So if you're thinking about, you know, prepping for, you know, teachers, you could do this kind of down in the bottom. I don't like it centered, so I think I'm going to kind of do it down towards the bottom. But this would make a great teacher appreciation gift, like a little pack of thank you cards. They would be, I think they'd be thrilled with that. So, all right, so we've got our little panel. And then, of course, I'll include envelopes for you all so that you have envelopes for all these cards. But 6 cards with envelopes fits really, really nicely in the case. And here we go. What a cute gift, right? To be able to give someone a really nice set of cards. That's really sweet. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you so much. Let me know if you've got questions. Please go ahead and comment down below that you're watching the replay. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Next week, we will be doing our fast and easy cards, and I've got some cute Valentines to show you next week for fast and easy, and then the week after will be paper pumpkin. So we're just trucking right through the month. I've got 4 classes that I'm going to do every month on a cadence for 2026, and hopefully you love them all and they're helpful. So thanks so much, y'all. I'll see you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye.